Alright, I did it. I set up the hotkeys to switch from Firefox to the calculator back to the game. Welcome everybody to the next part of the 10,000 signs per minute mega project. Last time we actually finished the design of the full Mark III module area, an area which can produce 10 Mark III modules per minute, fully self-sustained. So basically you need to connect this to some miners and some furnaces, hook up the belts, and then we should be producing 10 Mark III modules per minute for the rest of the game. And the game is going to be pretty long, so that's going to be a lot of modules. Probably enough modules for the 1000 signs per minute base, and maybe even to get started with the 10,000 signs per minute base. Now the question is, what are we going to do next? 1 second, I'm opening the chat page on my phone again, so I can keep a better eye on that. Advertisements with a foreign language. Looks like your VPN is working pretty well. Alright, hello. Hello Mr. Mehano, Major Mayhem, Odium. To kink. It is no sound or only me. Is it no sound or only me? I think it's you. I have sound. Looks like sound is good, microphone is working. You're hearing me, right? It's only him. Alright, probably he wasn't hearing it then, if sound has come back, alright. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Our starter lake is starting to look pretty full, but it is nowhere near the black mass it is we're hoping that it's going to be near the end of the game. Basically we have now got 26,000 fish in our starter lake. We have already fished empty 3 of the major lakes. Alright, so last time we did design the Module 3 area. There's a couple things on the program. One is basically expand, because our pollution cloud is growing and growing, and it won't get any better once we put this Mark III module area into action somewhere. That's going to create a lot of pollution, and we don't have that much biter free space available, especially not, we are planning to build it over here somewhere, so these biters will have to go, but in general we could probably push out a little bit further still. The other thing we could do is work on the production of solar panels and accumulators. I think that is going to be a smarter idea. So we're not going to build any solar panels for a long time still. We are going to run the 1000 signs per minute base on nuclear power, on this tileable nuclear reactor here. But for the 10,000 signs per minute base, UPS optimizations are going to be key. They are going to be king, so we have to get rid of our nuclear reactor over here and basically find a giant area full of solar panels. We probably will need to fill an area with solar panels that is larger than the current entire explored map. Right, so last time we had some guy is like some sort of like mini competition, like how much power is the end game base 10,000 signs per minute base going to use, and answers have been ranging anywhere from between 40 gigawatts all the way up to over 100 gigawatts, 120 or so. So with those figures in mind, I think that is somewhere in that region we're going to be. So we need to figure out how many solar panels are we going to need, and then how much solar panels are we going to have to produce every minute to get that amount of solar panels done in a reasonable time frame. All right. So let's grab a solar panel, I guess. We can grab one over here. We can also grab an accumulator if I have one. And if I don't have one, I'll just make one. Alright. I set batteries to 0, so that won't work. Let's just make one. Alright. I guess we'll do that somewhere off the grid. Alright, so a solar panel produces 60 kilowatts at a first glance. So that may seem like you need like 1 million solar panels to get like 60 gigawatts. Welcome to the metric system, Americans. 60 kilowatts, now we need to go to, let's say we have 1 million solar panel. How many gigawatts is that? Well, kilo to mega 1000 to giga 1000. 1 million solar panels, 60 gigawatts. That's the easy part of the equation. The thing is though, a solar panel doesn't produce 60 kilowatts, at least not measured over the daily average, because when it becomes night, the solar panel does not produce, and during dusk and dawn it produces, I guess we can speed up a bit. Yeah, now we start to go down. Production goes down, 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 down. Okay, the accumulator is full. This is a straight line, ignore this bucket. This is a straight line. Okay, so now it becomes night. And of course the solar panel does not produce power when it is night. It stays night for a bit and then the power goes up again. So the average production of a solar panel is roughly 42 kilowatts. It's a good number to remember, it's the answer to everything. So that's also how much does a solar panel in Factorio produces? Well, the same answer as the question of life, the universe and everything, 42 kilowatts measured over a daily average. So we should count a solar panel, let's count it like it produces 40 kilowatts instead of 60. Then we are undershooting it a little bit. It's better to undershoot than to overshoot. We'll be overproducing a little bit. So yeah, let's count that a solar panel produces 40 kilowatts. So all of a sudden that means 1 million solar panels. I guess let's just write 1M. 1 million solar panels equals 40 gigawatts. I guess this is the symbol of power now. And maybe if we switch off the pollution layer we can actually see this. So we need to produce anywhere between like 1 million and 3 million solar panels. So those are the kind of numbers we are looking at. Where's that sign? So I guess we should actually just be calculating with the worst case scenario. We need to be able to produce 3 million solar panels in a reasonable time frame. And we also need to, let's not forget about that. We also need to produce roughly 3 million accumulators. Well, not quite entirely, but Alright, so the optimal ratio for solar panels against accumulators, if I remember correctly, is 0.84 accumulator for 1.00 solar panel. I'm not going to try to calculate that myself, as that is a whole lot of work. I don't want to be doing this for the next hour, so I'm just going to take the value which has been determined extensively over the course of years. But that basically means we need, if we go for a ratio of 6/5, that is a ratio of 5/6. Yeah, like if you do 5 accumulators for every 6 solar panel, that is like 5/6, and that equals 0.8333333, etc. So for a rate of production, this would be a good balance. 5 accumulator assemblers against 6 solar panel assemblers. They take the same assembly time, so that's a good starting point. Now we just need to figure out how long does it take to produce 3 million solar panels. I guess we'll take solar panels as the benchmark. Okay, let's switch over to Firefox. My hotkey, come on, hotkey. Okay, hotkey is not working. Hotkey is working, I'm just pressing the wrong hotkey. Alright, this is the completed module build. I also have one for solar panels. So as we said before, let's start off with 6 factories of those, 5 factories of those. That produces those in almost exactly the right ratio, 0.833333 instead of 0.84. That's going to be close enough in terms of production. For actual building we can do it a little bit more accurate, but this is a good start. So that creates 2.25 solar panels per second if we use Mark III speed modules in these assemblers. Alright, so we need to produce 3 million solar panels, and we are producing 2.25 per second, so that is going to take over 1 million seconds. If we divide that by 3600, we should get the seconds in an hour, 3600. So now we should get the number of hours that is going to take. 370 hours, so that is not a reasonable amount of time, so we need to produce faster. I'd say at least twice as fast, but probably even more. This is the worst case scenario though. If we only need 1 million instead of 3 million, it would take only 123 hours, but that's still a lot of hours. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I know, we're missing the 8. Alright, that's a funny number. Okay, back to this. This is the worst case scenario at 2.25 solar panel a second. Let's just write 6 a second and 5. See what we need for that. Alright, that's a not very integer number of factories. But if we take 3 million and divide it by 6 seconds, we need only 500,000 seconds. Divided by 3600, it's 140 hours. That's better. That's better. Remember, we are already 40 hours into this playthrough, and we are yet to start building the 1000 signs per minute base. So this is pretty decent. It's also a worst case scenario. I think we may be able to go a little bit lower. I think let's take the average, 2 million. 2 million solar panels for 80 gigawatts. Let's see, what else could we put in here? We could do the number of factories, like twice 6 factories, that's 12 factories. 10 of those factories. not 104. There's 4.5 solar panels a second, and now we have a nice arrangement of factories, 12 and 10. 4.5 a second, so we divide this by 4.5 by... Okay, apparently I cannot use number keys. 4.5. That is 444,000 seconds divided by 3600. So this is for... we have again this... Okay, this is a sign, this funny number. If we need to produce 2 million panels for 80 gigawatts of power, and we use the projected number of assemblers, it's gonna take 123 hours. That's reasonable, I think. Alright, now we need to check out if the resource requirements for this are reasonable. So yeah, solar panels not the cheapest, 5 steel plates. Like, if we just count the steel plates, 5 steel plates per second per solar panel, we're gonna be producing 4.5 solar panel per second. So that's like 22.5 steel per second, or 100 iron per second. That's a lot of resources already. Let's just scroll down to see the amounts here. Well, it looks like roughly 4 belts of iron plates. Oh, that's nice. Just under 2 belts of copper plates. So that's nice. Then we can just build 2 furnace stacks of copper, and we won't be wasting the mine or the furnace stack on anything, because we need like 98.5% of the copper we are going to produce from that we are going to need. So that's good. Iron is still pretty close to 4. A high 3. How much of that is devoted to steel? Let's ignore steel and check again. Looks like we need about 1.66 iron belts. I guess for circuits then mostly. Yeah, circuits, batteries. Basically in pure iron form, 1.66. What if we just open steel in a new window? Alright, we need more than 2 belts of iron into steel. That's annoying, but we can use direct smelting. So then we can just lead 2 belts of ore into like a double furnace where it becomes steel, and we won't need to deal with this. We won't need to deal with these belts over here. These 2 point something belts of iron. We can just put 2 belts of ore into half a belt of steel. Basically, we'll just build 32 factories. So we have a little bit of steel overproduction. And then we'll just ignore that we need less iron furnaces than steel furnaces. And we'll just use like 1 iron furnace into 1 steel furnace. And we can basically just lead in 2 belts of ore for that. So that sounds pretty decent. Alright, that's a good plan. I think we found the numbers we are going for. Alright, 123 hours to produce 2 million solar panels. Alright, I guess we can go back to the game. What website is this? This is Kirk McDonald's Factorio calculator. If you type Factorio calculator in Google, it's probably the top result, and if not, it is Kirk McDonald. Yeah, that guy. Thanks, Sir GMO. 10k SPM, 55 gigawatts of power. Okay. Okay, that's between 40 and 80, almost exactly. So... yeah, the thing is, you need to, if you do like prepare for such large numbers, which takes like many of tens of hours to complete, you kind of need to have an order of magnitude estimation of what your production per minute should be to achieve that gigantically high number of solar panels we're aiming for. So yeah, we're gonna surpass 1 million eventually. Alright. I guess we're gonna introduce one more spider. I kinda want to save this I want to save this build into an inventory. I could save it into the Spider Ben's inventory, but yeah, let's save it in Spider Ben's inventory for now. We'll just give him 2 roboports, like we did last time. Actually, let's just load the game because I don't even remember if I used commands to zoom or something. So let's let's make sure this is an honest save. Alright, it still warns me that entering a command will disable achievements, so that means we are on an unaltered version of this save. Alright, so basically you need to grab our inventory. We will give the spider one of these fusion reactors, 2 of my roboports, and 50 construction bots. I will switch off my personal roboport. We are outside of the range of the base roboport network, so the base bots won't interfere with this at all. So now we can basically boss the spider around, select this stuff for deconstruction, and the entire build will go into the spider inventory. Now the question is, did I make a... Yeah, looks like I did make an updated blueprint. Yeah, okay, I recognize the changes I made to it, the last minute changes. So that is good. Right, Spider is gonna take its sweet time though to deconstruct all of those things. But basically I need this blank canvas for myself so we can start designing the solar panel thing. So the main plan is this. We have designed the module 3 area. Today we'll design the solar panel area. On Sunday I will try to build both of them. And once those are built, they can start producing. And hopefully I can postpone taking out biters until both of this module 3 production area and the solar accumulator production area both are running. It would help a lot if those would be running while we take care of a lot of biters. That's gonna take a couple hours of hell, just clearing out biters, more radars. I guess we want to do like an exploration loop around all 4 or all 3 of these lakes. We don't even know yet if this is connected. But yeah, that exploration and the taking out of biters is gonna take a lot of time. So it would be very good if this could be running. Then when we get back we will have hundreds to thousands of modules waiting for us, and we can start designing and building the 1000 science per minute base without having a module shortage all the time. So that would be great. And also this takes 123 hours to produce 2 million. 123.456 hours for 2 million solar panels at 4.5 sol pan per minute. This is going to be 12 speed 3 solar AM plus 10 speed 3 accumulator AM. Alright, I guess we'll give that an info sign. That's basically what we just deduced. It takes 123 hours to make 2 million solar panels if we build 12 of those speed 3 solar assemblers and 10 speed 3 accumulator assemblers. So that's the next design which we are gonna go for. Spider still has to deconstruct a bunch of stuff. Okay, this is all within reach now. I think it should fit in the inventory. Last time we concluded it would fit. Okay, the batteries are a bit empty, so let's give them even more power generation. Alright, just the last little bits, Mr. Spider, come on, you can do it. The spider is pretty slow without the modules. Alright, so basically what I could do now is... Holy moly, this guy is slow. Am I running at 60 FPS? Yeah, I am. It is just that slow. Alright, so basically what I could be doing... Let's throw my own inventory in here. Except these chests over here. I guess 2 chests should be enough. We'll grab all of this. I guess except the bots. Throw that in here. Then we grab that blueprint. Let's make a copy of it. And we'll just throw that blueprint in here as well. I'll just mark it as a copy. Copy. Can delete. Alright, so now when we want to build that module 3 area, we can just pick up these 2 chests. Let's put some lights over here. We can just pick up these chests and have the exact amount of stuff required to build it, so that's good. Alright, and then once we have that set up, we can also switch off the Mark III and Mark II module production. Not entirely, but we can switch that off mostly. Alright, 10k accumulators, this time it's official. All of those have been produced in honor of rocket launches to build the satellites. We have built 0 accumulators and just a handful of solar paneled radars on the map. We don't have a solar field. We just have these boys everywhere. But yeah, 10,000 solar panels. Looks like 60-ish rockets then. 79 rockets. Yeah, and 2,000 in the chest. So that kind of makes sense. Alright. I want to go for bot speed earlier, so let's just go for bot speed next. Right, Spider can switch back to its usual grid. And I just deleted its entire battery, so that is annoying. I guess we'll just go to 3 legs for now then, since we don't have any battery power. Logistics, okay, that's all set up alright. So I guess let's go collect some stuff to design the solar panel thing. First of all, we're gonna need again a ton of beacons. I guess we will again design with Mark I modules, so let's just request. Let's just request those modules to our inventory. Just once. What else do we need? I guess the stuff like more assemblers, more crafting machines. We'll leave the Mark III modules alone for now. I guess we'll need a whole bunch of these guys as well. oil. A couple stacks of pipes would not hurt to do the oil stuff. Let's throw most of that in here. Bunches of inserters. Where's the assemblers? The assemblers are over here. A whole bunch of stack inserters. We are basically trying to use only stack inserters and fast inserters. Those seem to be the fastest. The long-handed inserters, they swing twice as slow, so eventually they'll be needing like UPS updates twice as much as the fast and stack ones for every swing. Alright, again, where do we even start? I guess we just start with what we learned so far. We'll use the Mark 1s, but every Mark 1 module should be regarded as a Mark 3 module. I just don't have the Mark 3 modules to spend on the design process right now. Alright, so we decided 12 of these, thanks Sonic DK for the second month subscription. Oh no, for the first month subscription, but for 2 months at a time. Somebody has a lot of trust in me streaming for the foreseeable future. Thanks a bunch. Alright, and the other thing was 10 accumulator assemblers. Where are those things? I hardly ever build those. Let's actually do that something like so. So that is the end game thing. Oh, thanks Yesogod as well for your Prime subscription. Yeah, we can upgrade the modules with the upgrade planner, that's correct. But I also have the most game-changing mod I installed in any of my playthroughs, I guess, is the module inserter mod, which lets you specify exactly which modules should go in where. The bots still need to bring that over, but we can make a mix of modules and it will still work. But this we could easily do with upgrade planners, so that is nice. I kinda wish this stuff would not blink all the time. I kinda want to develop this at the bottom though, somewhere near the bottom. Let's just draw power over for now in a straight line. And we can perhaps throw down a couple substations. You cannot sub for 2 months ahead with Prime. Strange, because it literally says Sonic DK subscribed through Prime for a duration of 2 months, and current subscription is 1 month. Huh. I don't know, looks like I don't know much about that stuff. Thanks Douglas Mayer as well for the Prime subscription. Okay, it's not the most game-changing mod, but for a vanilla challenge, this is the most game-altering mod I consider using. That was in chat, right? Thanks, Odium. We do need to keep an actual eye on the pollution cloud here. It's just like 2 or 3 more expansions away and the biters will be in my pollution cloud, so that is not great. Perhaps I should be editing in the just in the editor instead of here. It makes it a bit easier with lighting and stuff, but on the other hand, it is nice to be in-game, to do stuff in-game. Thanks Windtalkers NL as well. Dankjewel for your subscription. This time, yes, earlier it was in-game. Yeah, I really don't pay too much attention. If it's just like one thing that breaks, I know what it is. It's just gonna be one of those raiders. The expansion just pass too close by a raider and destroy it and just continue on the way to expand. So as long as there's only like 1 or 2 sounds, I'm not worried, then biters are not attacking my base. It is physically impossible at this moment still for biters to expand into my base. They can only settle in the green circles, and the green circles only extend 7 chunks out from every existing biter nest, so the minimum amount they need to expand is like 2 times in the right direction. Then it could go wrong really quickly. So we are still safe on all fronts. And because I have a full radar grid up, this map updates every day. Only during the brief period of night I cannot see what the biters are up to, so we basically have full vision. We don't need to use the expansion circles, it's just for visualization of how I can be so sure that we won't get attacked in the next 4 minutes. Theoretically, in the next 4 minutes they could expand here, and 4 minutes later they could expand there, because we're at near 100% evolution. That means an expansion every 4 minutes. But we would need to be pretty unlucky for that to happen. Looks like there's an expansion somewhere over here going on. The biters departed from here. They probably will either expand over here somewhere or just walk into this raider's field of view pretty soon. Unfortunately, we cannot quite see that, but yeah. The expansion chances are the same for every green chunk everywhere on the map. They don't necessarily expand towards your base, that is just random. So we're probably going to be good for quite a while still. Alright, first things first. I like to do my designs from the end, so I guess we can just do like a mixed output belt. I guess output we can do with fast inserters. I'm not gonna be like trying to clock these. Still didn't fix my or figure out what the issues were with the clocking stuff, so anyway, I would only consider clocking really for like repeatable big builds, not for something specific or niche like this solar panel setup. Yeah, eventually we're gonna eradicate all biters, but at the very least I first want to get the solar panel and module 3 area up, and preferably also the 1000 signs per minute base, before I venture off into exterminating millions of biters. By that way we can be producing more of those modules, more of those solars, and a lot more signs to get deep into mining productivity upgrades, because right now it's taking forever. We're having a 60 signs per minute base, so these tags are taking a long time. But for the 10,000 signs per minute base, this would just be like a minute and a half or so, but yeah, we're not there quite yet. Alright, so now I have that hotkey. We can do this. First of all, we can see what needs to go into these solar panels. Looks like we need half a belt. Oh, that is nice numbers. Half a belt of steel, half a belt of copper. So we can combine those on a single belt, and we need 1.5 belt of green chips. Alright, and for accumulators we need 0.4 belts of batteries and 0.16 belts of iron plates. So this boat fits on a single belt even. So okay, so here we can just, for accumulators we just do a shared belt, half with iron, half with batteries. For solar panels we do one shared belt, copper and steel. And then I guess just 2 belts of green chips. Alright. Back to the game. Alright, so this is gonna be easy enough. Now this is gonna break, I guess. It is gonna be easy enough. This is just gonna be 1 belt incoming. I guess we'll place stack inserters here. And this is just gonna have like batteries and iron. I guess we can do that filter inserter thing again. So I guess we'll do iron on the far side, batteries on the near side. Okay, this doesn't help again. Here we can see the expansion group in action. They don't even take out the solar panel, just the radar. And we will lose vision now. Until they walk into here, I guess. Okay, there they come. And this is where they are going to expand. So another expansion will form right here. Which you can see is not really hard towards my base. It's just filling up some empty lands over here in this far corner behind the lake. But yeah, 2 expansions. We need to keep an eye out. We are not fully we are not fully invincible. Alright, so we're gonna need like 2 belts of green chips coming in. So I guess it's gonna be like 1 belt from each side. But then again, I do not want to use long-handed. Also, we may not be fast enough. These assemblers are going to be running at crafting speed 3.75, which means they'll make one of these solar panels in roughly 2.5 seconds. That's a tall order for a long-handed inserter to insert 10 items every 2.5 seconds. So we're going to do some belt weaving, I guess. So this could be green circuits. Those should be on the fast belt. And I guess we can have the copper and the steel on the slower belt. Alright, now we just mirror this. Okay, so this now looks like one big belt, but it's actually not. These basically just meet each other here in the middle. So it's not connected, but it kinda looks more continuous, like if you do it like so. Alright, so we need like... This needs to be... This basically needs to be a full belt of green chips. No, sorry, this is what this guy needs to be. This needs to be copper and steel. It's gonna come up from somewhere over here. We have to divide that over both sides, so I guess we'll go... I guess we'll just go over top here. We're also going to need to have a belt of batteries and iron incoming. Okay, just trying to figure out how to do that as scenic as possible. Alright, green chips, let's say they go like so, but 1 tile higher. Then we do have space for the iron and battery belt to just flow in like so. And we can potentially, if this comes from over here, divide that like so. Okay, then all of these belts are coming in at the same length, or at this next to each other. So that could look nice. Oh, thanks Ro Billy and 6 other viewers, thanks for the raid. We are playing 10,000 signs per minute. What we have so far is a 60 signs per minute starter base over here, which produces a steady amount of infinite technology in this cursed lab belt weaving setup. We are doing more belt weaving as we speak. So now we're basically in the intermediate step between 60 signs per minute and 1000 signs per minute. We have designed a module 3 area last time, and now we're working on solar panels and accumulators. We decided if we produce 4.5 solar panels per second, it will take only 120 hours to produce the roughly 2 million solar panels we need. So that is a promising time frame. 120 hours of production non-stop. So this is the amount of solar panel assemblers we need, and this is the amount of accumulators we need. All the modules represent Mark III modules. I just don't have enough of them yet to put them in there. So we just work with Mark Is just to visualize. It's a little bit cheaper to do so. Alright, so we're basically starting the design in reverse direction. Starting with the end products, and only then we'll work our way back basically. So we need 1 belt of iron and batteries, that's easy. We need 2 belts of, I forgot. We need 2 belts of green chips. Probably somebody in chat already said that. Alright, this is slightly more annoying. But we do not need to work with a splitter in this case. Alright, so 1 green chip belt can go straight, the other one can go like so then. We have 4 belts incoming. Okay, this connects over here. And these we just have to connect over here. The green chip belt is going on top. And that has to be the most close by. So that is also slightly annoying. Alright, let's try something else then. How about if the green chips just come in at the side? One of them could just make a turn over here. Ideally this is the green chip belt because it's gotta connect to here. Whereas whereas copper and steel has to connect over here. This basically can go straight in some sort of way. Then we have I messed it up, iron and batteries over here. Copper and steel has to be split. I guess that'll work. Where's my spider? I forgot to take belts. Always forget to take belts. Spider can go get some belts. I guess we're not gonna need a ton of splitters. So let's send the spider back. Oh, looks like belts are full actually. We are no longer producing belts. Then I guess we are no longer consuming iron, no, barely consuming any iron. So let's just continue belt production. I think that is in general a good idea. Alright, so these are now set to 4K. Let's just go overboard. More underground as well. Looks like it did not take all that long to produce. How many blue belts are in there? 23K. Yeah, we're gonna need a lot more still, so I guess that is fine. Okay, the spider, the binder has been beplied, and we can call it back over. Why solar and not nuclear? Yeah, it's UPS. Basically, 2 million solar panels count for performance reasons. It counts like one solar panel with a gigantically high capacity, so it doesn't calculate anything, whereas nuclear, which we are running on now, every single one of these reactors, every single one of these heat pipes, they update their heat status one time per tick or 60 times per second. So all of this heat gets spread out over these heat exchangers, these heat pipes and these reactors. All the fluid, the pipes, consumption, all has to be calculated 60 times a second. Whereas solar panels just say, I'm a solar panel, I'm a 80 gigawatts solar panel. I'm outputting 80 gigawatts. And that's all. There's no calculations, no nothing. So for 10k science per minute, we're gonna drop under 60 UPS for sure. So that is when those optimizations start to matter. Like for 1k SPM, I wouldn't drop under 60 UPS. So it does not matter what you do. You can do nuclear, you can do steam power, it doesn't matter. You can build stuff without a care in the world. As long as you're above 60 UPS, it doesn't matter what you do, because the update time is under the point where your game starts lagging. But once you get to higher numbers, then it starts to matter how you approach the game, and the final UPS and the final speed at which a game runs is decided by decisions you have made over the course of the game. So that is why for the 10k SPM base, we are already trying to think of all the optimizations we could do. For instance, apparently there is a thing called inserter clocking, and that should lead to less updates on furnaces, on the inserters on the furnaces, because the inserters go to sleep every time for quite a while before they wake up to output iron on the belt. So these inserters are sleeping a lot of the time. I haven't fully figured this out yet. I did build something where I successfully put the inserters to sleep, and the inserters were taking a lot less updates, but I haven't mastered the dark arts quite completely just yet, as most of the UPS gain from inserters was then spent on transferring all of these states, the update states, to the inserters. So the circuit network would take most of the gained UPS back. So yeah, I'm not quite there yet in how to efficiently approach that, but theoretically it should be better. I'll have to figure it out at some point still. Right, Spider, thanks for your stuff. Alright, then we have circuit belt 1, which goes here. Circuit belt 2 goes straight. We've got copper and steel, 1 goes straight. We can do this so it looks more full. And then the iron and batteries just go here, that's the simple one. Okay, now that's not gonna work. If I switch these around, If I switch those around, we can connect precisely to these underground belts here. We just need to move the entire thing to the left one space. Okay, now we've got a need for adjacent belts incoming. We've got this splitter magic, which keeps the belt adjacent, and then we got this stuff. This looks alright. I can live with this. Okay, so that is the end thing done. I guess we could add some lights to the build. Thing is, am I gonna go with the substations, or am I just gonna do substations like here? I know I cannot because I have those. I do like the alternating pattern. How would these power poles look? To get rid of that. Right, this is in a dangerous area, so those are also coming more close by. Our pollution cloud is also bulging outward ever more, so 10k signs without beacons will be like it will have like updates like 100,000 signs per minute based with beacons, just because you either need a lot more resources if you're not using productivity, and if you are using productivity, then your assemblers become so slow without beacons that it doesn't really, you need to build so many assemblers and so many inserters because they are not sped up by the beacons, they are just slowed down by the productivity modules, which incur a 15% speed penalty each, so that's minus 60% assembly speed. You would need to build like 10 times the infrastructure for sure. Right now this guy is not connected. We could just do this. If we do this, I'm gonna have to redo that again, or I'll just do this. Can I do this? And then this. And then this. That looks nice as well. That looks nicer even. Okay, then I have to do the switcheroo shenanigans yet again. And now this belt again needs to get split off. Alright, now this connects as well. Iron, and this is on the outside, iron and the stuff for accumulators. I think this is correct. Alright, so this part is done. Now we'll just throw one of these in this corner, so these are also good. Right, so that is the producing end is done. Now we just gotta get all the ingredients for these things. Pretty simple compared to the Mark III module area. We just need basically steel from furnaces, copper from furnaces. We do need to make electronic circuits. The most complicated thing is the batteries. This is just iron plates and batteries. Batteries are a bit complicated. Not really though, as far as oil goes. We still need just iron and copper straight from the furnaces. But we need a sulfuric acid, which is a two-step process. So basically we need petroleum gas with water, which makes sulfur. The sulfur then combines with iron and water to make sulfuric acid. And the sulfuric acid basically goes straight in the batteries. And then we just need to feed it the simple iron and copper. So that is the next part which we have to do. Let's make a save. I just want to take a quick look around. 84. And like Sol Accu and production designed. That was probably the easiest part of the design though. It's basically stuff comes in on a belt and gets input and it gets output. I don't know yet where this is gonna go, but we'll figure it out later. Probably in some sort of another cursed chain. Yeah, 2 million solar panels, 20 gigawatts. Sorry, 80 gigawatts. 2 million solar panel, roughly 84 gigawatts on average over the day. So yeah, you can definitely just run a game at 10 UPS. It will just be excruciatingly slow, but it will run. Right, it's time to get a little bit deeper in the back of this stuff. First I want to let's just go back to the base. I just want to take a quick look at if everything is still going as it should be going. We can also throw the legs back in the spider, the batteries should be full. Right. So yeah, these belts basically should be producing all the time. Since I'm gonna make a belt-based mega base, not a chain-based one, so we're gonna be using belts and local production to make like high-end products like science packs. And I guess we can collect the science packs by trains to bring that into an epic labs and rocket launching area in the end, but everything else is gonna run on belts. Alright, mining productivity 9 is about to come in. Okay, let's think about where to build it. I kinda want to build it together with the Mark III module area. And we designated this iron patch for Mark III modules and this copper patch for Mark III modules. It's roughly 300 copper and 200 iron. 200 million iron, 300 million copper, which is roughly the right ratio for module production. For solar panel production it is the other way around, I think. Solar panels and accumulators, we need 3.7 belts of iron and 2 belts of copper. So there it's roughly 2 iron for 1 copper. So we need to figure out which patches to use. Again, ideally we built it in one location which can produce the full thing. So if we decided on 2 million panels, and every panel is a solar panel is 40 iron, like 20 copper I think. You can probably just see that. Yeah, 40 iron, 27.5 copper. And the accumulator is like 7 iron, or 8 iron and 5 copper, something like that. These are the big guys, so let's say 50 iron for a combination of solar and accumulator. 50 iron, that means for 2 we need 100 iron, which means for 2 million we need 100 million iron. So if we choose these 2 patches, that actually would easily be enough. The question is though, can we get enough miners on there? Maybe it's time to let go my addiction to efficiency moduled miners. Maybe we should just go speed moduled miners. Anyway, if we're going for those giant beacon setups like this module 3 area which we designed, that is going to create a ton of pollution due to all the modules and beacons speeding up those things, and the miners aren't going to be that much of an extra polluting factor on top of that. They're still going to be the most polluting, but I think I should maybe... let's actually check that out in the calculator real quick. Okay, I switched you over, I switched myself over. Okay, we can basically, let's just open iron in a new window. We'll just say 1 belt of iron, which is 2700 a minute, not a second. And we'll set our mining, yeah, let's set mining production to 100%. That's mining productivity 10. We're currently researching 9. No beacons. Yeah, I guess we'll use smelting. 2700. Okay, now the numbers look a bit better. Alright, so we need like roughly 40 miners if we use for 1 full belt of ore. Or for 1 full enough belt of ore to smelt 1 stack of iron. If we do speed modules instead, Mark 1 speed modules, it would only be 24 miners. That is not too bad. How about our current level of mining productivity? That is slightly over 24. 24 is good because we build them in like batches of 6 usually. Alright, so perhaps I should be going for mining productivity level 10. I'll just pause the game for a sec because I'm at 97%. So with speed modules we can get to less than 24 miners for a full belt. That would help a lot. I could like... Currently I'm using like 45, I think. Yeah, I could be using 40. That would be in batches of 6, 42. 24 is almost half that amount. This is Kirk McDonald's Factorio calculator. Kirk McDonald. If you Google Factorio calculator, it's probably one of the top results. Alright, so at 90 we could use like efficiency modules. 37.5, which is 40. Can I drop to, if I do mining productivity 11, will I drop to under 36? I do. Alright, so mining productivity 11, we can get away with 36 miners for a full blue belt with efficiency modules. Alternatively, with mining productivity 10 and speed modules, we can get away with 24 miners. Right? Yeah, 24. That should be good. So that's not producing a full belt of ore, but it is producing a full belt of iron. So the ore will eventually back up and we will still have compressed belts because it's just not being consumed fast enough. I think we at least have to go for mining productivity 10 then. And if we want to go speed module, we can use mining productivity 10. If we go efficiency module, we'll need mining productivity 11 as well. Alright, so let's get back into the game. That means bot speed will have to wait. We'll first do mining productivity 10. Mining productivity 10. It works a little bit buggy, the numbers, when you select these things. And only then we'll just continue with bot speed. if we go for how much is this? 32,000. We may be considering like more laser damage or more explosive damage if we want to send spiders out, but let's do economic stuff for now. Alright, mining productivity 9 is almost in. Okay, that is basically what it also does. This ore patch is no longer 485 million, but it's closer to 1 billion, since we have 90% productivity bonus. So these patches could be solar, actually. It also nicely uses up this entire cluster of resources almost. This copper patch is pretty worthless, this iron patch is located annoyingly. Alright, so if I go for 24 miners, let's just copy a stack of miners. Now it's daytime, I can do that over there. 24. How much can I fit on a patch like this? Right, so 24 should be a full belt. Oh, that's a lot. Okay, this is then with blue belts. Okay, this is 4 belts of copper. Okay, this is gonna fit easy. 4 belts of iron. Okay, maybe we can do the efficiency module thing then. With efficiency module we need we needed 36, so that's like half a stack added to the back of it. Okay, that's quite long. But still we can get 2 belts out of here. How about this? We need like 4 belts of iron. I think we can easily get that out of here still as well. Right, so this is 36 miners that should deliver 4 full belts. And I can place that pretty far back on the patch even. No, actually I should place it to the front of the patch as much as possible. Alright, it is nighttime. Looks like the raider is cutting out. Yeah, but 1.2 million ore in the last miner, that's going to be good enough. Right, so here we have it. This guy is going to be for solar panel and accumulators then. And that is nicely close together. We don't need plastics, so we don't need coal, we don't need plastics. We're not making circuits, we're making batteries. So we just need basically oil, iron, copper and water. That's not bad. It's pretty close by each other. Yeah, the only thing that's bad though, it is in biter territory. It's right next to the biter expansions, and the big biter nests are not too far away either, so we'll have to push back the biters for that. Water chains may actually be something on this map, since I kinda scaled the water pretty hard, and all of the water is gigantic and very far away. But then again, you can also just make like sequences of offshore pumps with the electric pumps in between to transport water without losing throughput. So we'll see how that goes. Perhaps we can build most of our designs not too far away from the water. That helps a bunch as well. Alright, but anyway, we figured out the mining in that case. Now, how big is our design going to be actually? 10 modules a minute. It's going to be roughly this size. It has to draw from here, from here, from here, and from this coal. So, and there have to be some more like furnace stacks and stuff. Mostly on the left side, since our green chips is on the left side. That's going to eat up most of the iron and copper. So I guess smelting over here and then this build over here. Perhaps we can do solar panels and accumulators next to that. Smelting for that over here. So we just need to belt that stuff out a bit further. But that's okay. Yeah, if it's this far out, then I do want to go for efficiency miners, because speed miners would create a giant pollution cloud around this mining field. So I happen to know a speed module miner outputs 25 pollution. We have roughly over 200 miners. Let's say 200 times 25. 40 times 25 would be 1000. That's 5000 pollution a minute. That is like 2 times more than our base is outputting. Roughly 2 times as much as our base is outputting at the moment, our entire base, just for these speed moduled miners over here. So I guess, yeah, if we use speed modules we would need less miners. So let's say roughly the equivalent of the entire base's pollution output would be for the solar panel and accumulators miners if we would use speed modules. So yeah, let's not put this pollution cloud with centered on this chunk over here. That would just blow right out of the explored map for now. Alright, so efficiency moduled miners it still is for this moment. Eventually we're going to use Mark III miners though for like the 10k SPM, but that's after we eradicated all biters from this infinite world. Right. Alright, I do have you on the game. Yeah, okay, that's good. I did have you on the game. Alright, probably should make like a link for this calculator as well. Like same like we have for like exclamation mark Discord. Like exclamation mark calc or calculator or something, and then just produce this link. I don't know if you know how to do that, Odium, or I know Matja set up the other commands. Probably, yeah, probably also need access to that. I don't know how to do that either, so yeah, we can do it next time. Oh yeah, we're gonna use oil cracking. Basically, I don't know what is better. I don't know what's better for UPS actually. So basically, if you use basic oil processing or advanced oil processing, this basically takes 100 oil, makes 45 gas. So that's pretty simple. The thing is, this is not so simple, but it creates like 55 gas out of that same 100 oil. And it produces some bonus stuff which you can crack down into more gas. So while you need a couple more of these cracking facilities to do advanced oil, like heavy into light, light into petroleum gas, you do need to build a lot less of the refineries itself, since especially with productivity compounding between these steps, it's probably roughly equivalent in amount of machinery you need to build, since 2 of these output 90 petroleum gas. Let's say 3 of these output 135. This outputs 55. And then you can crack the rest down in roughly another 45 or 50 or so, but you get productivity on that again. So that's going to be another 65 or so, 115. So yeah, looks like roughly 5 of these equals 3 of these. And probably you need like 1 heavy oil and like 4 of those. So that's roughly 6 machines to 5, but I don't know, you could use, maybe you need only 3 of these, I don't know. Maybe you need 5 of these, I don't know. But the other thing to consider is oil sources are not infinite, and basically this will drain your oil sources 2.5 times faster than the advanced oil setup. So I guess we'll just go with advanced. Yeah, I think Matcha set it up not like in here in Twitch itself. I think it was like some sort of specific backend or something. I really don't know exactly. Alright, we got another expansion coming closer. Yeah, this is not looking too great. This we are exactly the expansion circles are touching now. Almost, like there's one chunk in between, I think. Yeah, one chunk in between. And these guys are gonna be expanding well as well. That's gonna be also the next expansion. Still cannot settle in the cloud, but it's getting more critical. We're gonna need to send out a spider, I guess. I guess we could do that. Let's just send out the spider. We don't need the spider. I guess we'll just, for now, stash my stuff. Or the spider stuff, rather. In some chests so I can access that. Okay, this guy is empty. Yeah, let's go back to the base. Yeah, I think I'm fine with logistics request. So we need to reset up the spider once again. It would be easier to just set up another spider, but I don't want to do that. I just want to do it on the Sundays. So I'll just give him 3 shields this time, since I'm not there to protect and repair the spider. The shields are actually useful in that case. We do need some reliable power generation. This can provide enough power for the legs. And I guess we'll give him rockets again. So we have a big batch of rocket productions, especially for this purpose, for the spider. And we have approximately 90,000 rockets. We have more rockets than green chips. So we're going to be all set to take out a whole bunch of biter bases later on. For now though, we're just going to grab these, put them in the spider. Right, these chests are becoming filled up, that is what's going on. They were becoming filled up. That's alright though, I don't need infinite rocket production, I don't think. Alright, so I'm going to go away from the base. Let's make a save. I will show you why I walk around my base without any rockets. This is always a fun moment. Let's say I just want to copy paste my blue chip setup and oh no, I missed. I put my pinky next to the control button and I pressed C and I just destroyed 12,000 blue chips basically. So yeah, that is why I don't walk around with explosive rockets in my base here. Because I can basically one-shot any and all infrastructure in my entire base. And while the bots may just easily repair everything, like the bus, the assemblers, the modules, who cares, everything just gets automatically restored, right? The thing is, whatever is in these chests is gone. And these chests were filled with... Let's go look. I think they were filled to the brim with 12,000 blue chips. Which is kind of hard. Kind of a hard thing to lose. Yeah, even more than that. Like 12,500 blue chips in a single misclick. That's why I don't walk around with rockets in my base. Nightbot. Nightbot offline. I know Matcha set it up, so I probably cannot even access it myself. Perhaps. I don't know. Yeah, we don't need to go with the spider. Let's have the spider bring us back to our designing area. Then we will send the spider off on its epic adventure to take out the expansions. We need to set this guy to automatically fire when we are not present. That is set, so we should be good. It does not have a roboport to fix itself, because it basically would... the bots would try to fix the spider mid-battle and the bots would just get annihilated. Now though, it is time to send out Mr. Spider. And we're just gonna... Wait, are there biters here? What the heck? Oh yeah, there may be biters here. This raider has gotten destroyed. Alright, so let's just bring the spider over here and we will take manual control from it over there. We need to re-explore this dark chunk over here, but in general we can just automatically take out all these nearby expansions again. And we'll save ourselves another 10 hours of calm production. The next expansion, they're surrounding my... looks like they can see my ghost plants here as well. They're surrounding my iron and copper mine over here. The spider has almost arrived. Let's give myself some coffee. And try to drink it while it's hot this time. Alright. Right, something went wrong with those guys. They spread up somehow and what... Looks like they failed to expand or something. I don't know what's going on here. Anyway, they probably will trigger on my spider pretty quickly. Come on, you are within triggering range. Oh yeah, we get that crackling sound again. Alright, so those probably came from there. We can now see the raiders out here. We don't have replacement raiders or bots on us, so... Basically what we should do is we basically... we come in from the front and then we just zigzag in a bit. We'll stick around a bit to make sure all of the biters are done and then we'll walk off to the next nest. And then hopefully we don't get hit too much with acid and behemoth biter bites. This time we got away without a single scratch, so that is good. Now we basically just do this. And we just simply click the dots on all the expansions. And the spider will automatically, or at least semi-automatically, take all of those biters out. Man, there's really a ton of expansions popped up everywhere. I guess I should not really go too much beyond my radar field, because there can be even more new expansions which I didn't even explore yet. So I'll be walking through expansions without even knowing. That is bad, because if I don't kill all the biters, they will start chasing me and they will start destroying all the raiders we pass on the way. Alright, this is a bit wild. Is that another failed expansion group, or what is that? No, there's a current expansion group. They're trying to find a way through the forest. They're having a hard time. Yeah, even biters don't like traveling through Factorio forests. Anyway, I guess we'll figure out where they'll settle and then we'll go annihilate those as well. Okay, have you decided? I have to figure out where to send my spider next. Where are you going? You are not allowed to go further than 7 chunks, you know. Alright, I guess they went the maximum distance. Alright. They probably won't even have much time to expand. What the? What? How did that happen? What is going on with these expansions? So basically, something failed. Did they just try to settle in a chunk? No, they tried to settle in this chunk. Maybe they tried to settle in by accident in the chunk adjacent to it. Then figured out it was not a valid expansion chunk. And spread up, basically disbanded. That could be the case. I know the biters don't always settle exactly in the chunk where it's designated to go. And perhaps if they try to settle in a chunk which is not eligible for expansion, they just don't expand. And this happens. I know this is just speculating, but that seems like a plausible explanation at least. Alright, Spider is still going strong in this area of the map. We have sustained some damage already, but the shields are doing a good job of taking the first hits between fights. Sorry, I cannot really zoom in on the fights because the sound is just very bad if I have them in the image like this when the rockets explode. So they have to be somewhere near the edge of the screen for the sound to be not all janky. Alright, but this side is looking pretty clear. I guess after this we'll walk to this area over here. And we'll check up on the spider's health before we send them in the southern area. Meanwhile, we can continue the building, the designing of the stuff. Alright, so now we can already take a little bit of yeah, we can take a little bit of work which we did before. Like we did already design a belt of green chips. There's 2 belts of green chips, like a single belt of green chips, like so. Let's just place that. I did the clocking thing. I'm not really sure I should be doing the clocking thing. I think on a single belt of inserters, clocking just does not make sense. So let's just remove all the wires. Get all the wires directly from the substation. So these are no longer wired, right? Yeah, they just, yeah, that should be good. These are no longer wired, right? They are no longer wired, alright. Right. Do they remember? Okay, so they do remember this kind of stuff. So perhaps I should just deconstruct and reconstruct them. Alright. Now they should not remember, right? Any circuit conditions? No, now they don't remember anything. Alright, that's good. We want this to be not not wired up. I did design one belt of green chips before, but it used more inserters basically, so let's overwrite this one belt of green chips, which used more inserters for the inputs. We basically designed a variant that needs less inserters for input, just a single one, because we basically do the approach, the feeding in of plates a bit smarter. We basically make sure each stack inserter for the input has access to an uninterrupted flow, an uninterrupted half belt flow of plates. And that way it can grab at maximum speed. It won't need to search for items on the belt, and it can keep up with the crazy crafting speed which these assemblers are subject to. Alright, no tiles please. Alright, so if I look back at my at the overview, I can see I need a total of 1.5 belt of green chips. That basically means we're just gonna do this. It's gonna be 2 belts of green chips, and that's it. It is too much green chips, but at this point I don't really care. We just set up 2 belts, things will back up and everything will be fine. I should do the module downgrade. I really have to switch this upgrade planner around. I'm upgrading to Mark 1 module and I'm downgrading to Mark 3 module. That just doesn't make any sense. Okay, now it's fixed. Alright, so 2 belts of green chips. I guess we're also gonna have 4 furnace stacks. Should I put them on here? I didn't do that for the... I think we need to though, because we need to do steel separately. Alright, so one of the things we're gonna have is this green chip build over here. A double green chip build. Just gonna grab those beacons. Well, that's gonna be easy. This is just gonna be hooked up to these, obviously. So that's 2 of the 4 belts done. I think I am gonna put down the furnace stacks here as well. I don't have enough electric furnaces on me though. There's a spider. A spider is already here. Spider has 2670 hit points left. So barely a scratch, we can safely send this guy out. Should I do priority on... Let's do priority on these, just in case the next expansion is coming in. I'm approaching way worse this time though. We may sustain a lot more damage. Clicking too far in the nest, I will get mauled by those behemoth worms. Slow down and then all the behemoth biters can take a nice and chunky bite out of my spider. I may return with only 6 legs. Clickety click. Do not let go of the shift button or this entire route will be accidentally deleted. I guess I'll leave those alone, since they're pretty big, pretty close by to a big nest. Yeah, let's not go into that darkness over there. I guess we'll just come back to this point and figure out how much health we still have remaining after the spider takes out all of these expansions. Why green chips has one input of copper cable. So normally you'd say you need 3 copper cable input for one green chip, and this produces only 2. So normally you need like 3 of these to feed 2 of those. That's the standard setup, right, with the inserters between, like so. But the thing is, we're gonna have 40% productivity bonus on each thing. So that means already this is producing not 2 but 2.8 out of the 3 copper cable required to keep up with the green chip assembler. So 2.8 out of 3 is already being provided by this assembler if they are equal speed. The thing is though, this guy is under the influence of one more speed beacon than the green chip assembler. This has like 8 beacons, and this guy has 9 beacons, this extra one which is in here. And that makes it able to keep up by itself with the green chip assembler. In fact, it is even slightly faster than it needs to be. So that is why we can supply one green chip assembler with one copper wire assembler. And these things are in fact so fast that 3 of these are going to be able to reliably fill up one full blue belt of green chips. So basically, we designed this thing, and now every time we need a full belt of green chips, we can just paste it around. Do we need 4 belts? Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4 belts of green chips. Input the copper and iron belts, and you're done. So this is basically a repeatable design which we're gonna heavily utilize, because we're gonna need to produce a lot of green chips, red chips, blue chips, other things which require green circuits like, you know, inserters and a whole bunch of stuff basically. But yeah, this is a good, without modules, this is a good, this is the normal early game setup, but in the era of beacons everything will change. Yeah, I'm noticing in my Warptorio video now, well, you saw the one which came out, biters parting, especially through trees and around lakes and all that stuff, takes up huge amounts of UPS. It takes up more UPS than a 10,000 signs per minute megabase. So yeah, pretty harsh. Okay, we are doing, let's take a quick look. Looks like Spider is still in the green as far as hit bar is concerned. Yeah, but we are taking hits every now and then, but yeah, it looks like nothing to worry about just yet. I think I've been more careful later on with the approaches, so we should survive. Spider-Man should come out without a scratch. Okay, let's get this thing done, man. It's going so slow. Okay, I got 2 belts of this. I need furnace stacks. I'll go grab the... I guess I won't grab the clocked one. Let's just grab the unclocked variant I have designed before. Maybe I'll clock them, maybe not, but for now my clocking does not really save anything, so don't really see why I should be using clocking at the moment until I figure out what went wrong, and then it's not too difficult to upgrade. My clocking design is the same except the inserters are different. Alright, so we need 2 belts of iron plates input. We also need 2 belts of copper plate input. I guess we don't really need to design those though, but what we do need to design is the steel input. Steel is going to be a bit different. So basically we got 2 options for steel. Option 1 is basically, let's use these, the Mark IIIs. Option 1 is basically just using an 8 beacon setup. Let's just delete the extra beacons for now so we can see this more clearly. Somewhere is power, please. So basically we have one input belt with ore. We have just inserters, it makes it into iron, it makes it into steel. And that's all. Man, it is so annoying, these beacons. There's exactly one tile too far off to stretch as well. Alright, I guess we'll make an actual setup with power lines then. It's because this blinking is too annoying. I guess I could be designing in the editor, but yeah. Alright, so power lines. Alright, so this is design number 1, with the ore coming in at one side, ore going out at the other side, and then we just repeat this for until we have enough of them basically. And I remember we have enough on one belt of ore coming in, so I may just go with the simple design here. The other design is basically you take the beacon setup again. But now you have the ore coming in, and you go like so, and you have the steel coming out. Some sort of variant like that. You can do a lot of optimization and spacing and all that kind of stuff. But basically you have a... If you want every furnace to be under the influence of the correct number of beacons, you need to line them up in a special way. Wait, I am just misaligned here. Wait a sec. Right, so this way is not good. So you don't want this to happen. Now one furnace here is under the influence of only 6 beacons instead of 8. Because this one is not reaching and this one is not reaching either. So you want the furnaces to be offset from the beacons tiling. If we do this, now the other furnace has the problem. There's only one spacing which works. Is there? Yeah, this spacing. Where the inserter is in the middle of a beacon. Now this guy has 1, 2, 3, 4. This guy has 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's kinda wasteful in space. Because the next one should have been here, but it cannot be. So we need to move it over 3 tiles to here. Maybe the iron furnace, actually, let me check that real quick. We'll switch over together. Let's switch over together. I hope I won't forget to switch you back. I did the steel thing over here. Somewhere. Yeah, steel. Alright, so with 16 beacons on the steel, if I do only 12 beacons on the, or 12 speed monitors on the iron. Okay, now we need slightly more iron furnaces than steel furnaces. So that is bad. So if we do if iron is only affected by 6 beacons, instead of 8. It cannot keep up with the steel furnace, so that is not good. Let's see, if we just go down to the simple variant, which uses 4 beacons, then what we basically need to do is... Oh wait, I set the value wrong. Let's say 22 point... We need 22.5, right? Yeah, 22.5, we need 22.5. So the old thing we could do is just place 56 furnaces in a line. So we would be using a lot more furnaces, but a lot less beacons, I imagine. 32, 56. I guess the... am I back in the game? I'm back in the game. So yeah, this setup is going to be even longer, because we need to space out the furnaces like so. We need to make 32 sets of these furnaces, spaced out. Or we can just do this like 56 times in a row, and that also would be enough. I think we're just gonna do this, this thing 56 times in a row. So let's get rid of this one. We'll do more elaborate steel smelting once we really need to smelt massive amounts of steel, but for now I just want to get a design going which can produce what I wanted to produce, and which is fairly compact, so that is going to be like so. Let's switch off this. Is this the final design? Probably. Alright, how long is this going to be though? First of all, I want to copy it without power lines. I want to do like some symmetric stuff with power lines eventually. So... no, that doesn't work. Okay, I need to make an actual blueprint then. Okay, I'll not be lazy. Let's make a blueprint which will snap to a relative grid of 6 wide. So, like so. And then we can just drag the thing along. How much is this? 24. Alright, we're not... that's gonna be a long line. I need to grab the blueprint again. $48. We're almost there. 50. 56. Kinda overflowing out of my setup here. Alright, so that is the steel setup for solar panels. That can all run off one belt of iron ore. No wait, that's not correct. We are making, we need 2 belts of iron ore. Alright, so... I probably should divide it into 2 sections then. 2 times... 2 times was 56, 28 in a line. 28 in a line. This thing is now in the way. Okay, let's just deconstruct 28 of those. 56 deep, like so. So basically what we want then is a stack like so. 2 belts of iron ore going in. Let's make it a flip. And the steel is coming out on the same side. I misaligned it again. Alright. Okay, so iron ore is gonna come in from the top and it's gonna come out on, steel is gonna come out on the bottom. So the belts should be facing the same direction for this specific build. Basically, in total we're gonna be outputting half a belt of steel. So I can basically just side load it onto half belt of steel. Side load copper on there from the other side, like so. And that is our belt for copper and steel, this one. Alright. So yeah, I think what I should do, we're just gonna make some blueprints of these individual designs. Now we just gotta figure out the power lines. There is somewhere a middle point and 14 furnaces over here. Okay, something control Z, probably the power lines. I'm so glad that they're gonna add that redo functionality. That's gonna be a big save for like unintended control Z's. Basically, I'm just now making it a bit symmetric, I think. Not really, apparently. I can do this, then I have a visual middle point. And you can do that once, and you can do this spacing once, and it won't affect your the beacon switch can reach the furnaces, so that's alright. Now we can copy these power lines again. Alright, now I want to flip that over. Okay, so now this is symmetric. The power lines don't reach though. The power lines need to be on the outside if you use these small power lines because of this beacon. This power line only reaches this beacon barely, as you can see, so the power lines need to be on the outside. This should be a symmetric design. This is the output belt. I think that is steel smelting done. Okay, so we're just gonna make a blueprint for now. We'll call this steel smelting for that solar panel accumulator thing. I will just put that in the book for now, and then we can just get this is finished. This is a temporary blueprint, but then we can at least just get rid of it. It is designed, steel is designed. We just need to build it somewhere. I guess green chips will also do that. That makes sense maybe. Blueprint this. This is green chips specifically. I guess. Green chips specifically for solar panel accumulator. And later once we have all the elements, we can lay those blueprints out and connect them together how that needs to be. That's actually a good strategy, so perhaps let's grab this one as well. So we can basically blueprint this twice. One is going to be iron plates for solar accumulator field. Let's put it in the book as well. Now we'll just copy the blueprint because we need the same thing for copper. Alright, iron and copper. So we have the basic resources. I'll go through chat in a bit, I see some questions. Yeah, we have iron, two lanes of iron, 2 lanes of copper, 2 lanes of iron into steel. We have the green chip set up. So that's all of the dry components, I would say. Green chip, green chip, green chip, green chip, copper, steel and iron. Now we just gotta do the battery stuff. Alright, so first of all we can deconstruct this. We can also deconstruct this. I hope it fits in my inventory, it does. We can even deconstruct this thing, because I put that in the book already as well, right? Ah, perhaps not. Alright, I thought I put this in the book already as well. Looks like I didn't. So we'll save this like... This is the final thing, which makes the actual solar panels and accumulators. Good, I didn't deconstruct that. Whew. I would have lost that already. Alright, so we're working on this thing, and these are all the blueprints which are required for that. Alright, now this can go as well. That was bound to happen. I guess we could take a look at Mr. Spider again. Mr. Spider is down to 2400 hit points, so that is still plenty enough, I would say. A good deal of raiders have been destroyed though, this one. So we don't have that full vision anymore at the moment. How is the north looking? I guess we'll send the spider to the north ones as well. Not walking through some water. Or some bad approaches here. Should be approaching a bit more careful. Can probably be pretty sure there are no further expansions over here because they are so close by each other. Biters don't like to settle too close by to one another. Alright, that's all of the ones in the north, I think. So that will take the spider another good amount of time, good chunk of time. I guess after that we can set the spider up with a construction port and some raiders, and we can go repair all the raiders again. Eventually we will have a real spider for that. Alright. So just let's see. I just want to lay out what we got. We got this thing without beacons. We got like iron and copper smelting. Can probably put those adjacent. We've got the steel smelting. We can probably put that adjacent as well. Something like so. That's a bit more massive than the iron and copper. 2 lanes of iron and 2 lanes of copper is quite elegant, but the steel thing is just a massive blob of furnaces. And then what do we have? What else do we have? Do we still have something? No, that's everything. Basically, I just want to look how to do the oil stuff. Should I use... I think I'll just build a separately beacon setup for oil. I could do it against the back of these beacons here, but I'm not really quite sure yet how that's going to work out, since ore is going to flow in from the top. I'm going to smelt it here. Yeah, probably just want to do the oil stuff separately, I think. Either that or... Either that or we'll have to do something like so. And then we can do the oil on these beacons. So if I do this, I can do flip it around. Let's flip it around. This is all the smelting stuff then. We're gonna need some iron and copper for the batteries as well. I think I'm just gonna build separate setups though, but technically what we could do is this. Iron and copper's coming here, steel's coming here. We can do like oil processing over here against the back of some of these beacons. Nah, I think I'm not gonna do that. Let's just design copper. Let's just design oil independently. How is Mr. Spider doing? Oh, he's already a pretty good distance in. Alright. Oil time. Everybody's favorite time. So now we open this guy again. So solar panels do not require any oil. We technically can just delete them for now. We accounted for everything of the solar panels: steel, copper, electronic circuits. Basically the only thing we need to make is the batteries. So I guess we'll just open batteries in a new window instead of deleting the solar panels from here. That's maybe a bad idea. We'll probably need to use this reference a little bit later again, so let's just keep it on there. But now batteries. Batteries is the only thing for which we need oil. Basically we only need oil to make sulfuric acid, and we need to make... probably we'll use advanced oil processing. Now we just need to figure out some sort of setup which will work. My go-to method is just everything is productivity module 3. Oil refineries can be affected by 5 beacons from one side because they are bigger. The other buildings can only have 4 beacons from one side. So that means 3 advanced oil refineries would be enough. Let's set the cracking recipes to 8 beacons. Here you can see why it would not work to do it without beacons. If you use productivity you need like 18 of these, whereas if you just beacon it up a little bit, instead of 18 you need like 4, you know. And if you do like a full beacon setup, it's going to be cut in half almost again. You can do like a 24 beacon setup and you only need 2 probably. Yeah, 1.5. Okay, so we could actually think about doing oil cracking in... Okay, wait. Okay, this is barely over 1 and this is barely over 4. What that means is if we put just another beacon next to this guy, a 5th beacon on the side, we need less than 1 for cracking heavy oil into light oil. So let's put this to 9 beacons to remember ourselves. I guess it's 10 beacons because the beacon will just have 2 speed modules. For this one it's a bit more complicated. We should calculate the average amount of modules. So the thing is, if I make 3 of these with 4 beacons and 1 of them with 5 beacons, that's probably going to be enough, but how do I represent that in here? So I'm going to have like 10 modules on 1 of them, but I'm going to have 8 modules on 3 of them. So the average amount of modules I'm going to have on them is the 34 over 10. Sorry, 34 over 4. 34 over 4. That's 8.5. So we are going to have 8.5 beacons. Yeah, that's the right tab. 8.5, like 8.5 speed module affecting each of these. So we can do that. We can put we can put these against a single line of beacons, but we need to put 1 extra beacon next to the last one so it keeps up. So there's going to be 3 of those, 1 of those, and 4 of those. That's the thing we need to start with. Then sulfur. Sulfur looks like a lot. So it looks like we're going to need 4 sulfur if we build it against the back. I guess we're going to need like 2 sulfur if we do this. Yeah, so we may as well just build it against the back of our row of beacons and have 1 side free to work with. Sulfuric acid. Are we going to need more than 1 this time? It appears so. Alright, so this works out. We can basically make 2 of those and feed them with 2 of those. Okay, we do actually need the full 8 modules on each of these. I guess not quite. We can do like one of these affected by 3 beacons and 1 of these affected by 4 beacons. So yeah, 2 of these with 3 beacons and 2 of these with 4 beacons will still produce enough sulfur to feed all sulfuric acid. Alright, so that is basically all we need to know. So back to Mr. Design Concrete Slab over here. So now we're just going to lay out those beacons. Oh yeah, I promised to look at chat. I'm sorry. I did not read chat for a while. I'm just going to read chat for just all the... How's the spider? Spider is done. Alright, spider is done. Looks like threads are done as well. Spider has... Ooh, spider is down to 1600 hit points. He's halfway gone. Guess we'll bring him over here. Let's walk around. Bring him over to me. Let's watch the fish swim. Yeah. Right, so looks like this chunk here, these chunks are active when I'm designing out there, but these chunks are not, so the fish gets stuck at the border here. This is starting to look like the insane blobbiness I want to achieve for my starting lake. Right, I'll read the chat a bit. I just want something nice on the background. I guess let's do this. Yeah, pathfinding is incredibly expensive. The right green assembler has only one inserter for cables, but the other have two. Okay, I need to check that. Mine is directly in furnace on a patch to save belt UPS. Yes, but that takes up so much space. And if you put the miners directly on the and the furnaces directly on the patch, you're gonna be able to fit a lot less ore extraction and ore smelting from a single patch than otherwise. So you probably will be spending those belts or like a train network to transport all of that stuff around again. Like directly mining into a train, that is actually pretty decent for UPS saving, and then just transporting the train to a smeltery. But directly smelting into furnaces on the ore patch, I don't think I want to try that. Substations instead of medium power poles. Yeah, I'm gonna use a mix, basically whatever looks better at the moment. If you do like belt weaving between beacons, substations often are not gonna fit, so I tend to use a lot of medium power poles for those. Yeah, 1K science on nuclear power, then we'll switch to solar. That is why we're now designing the solar thing. Spidertrons just shoot. Yeah. I think they are like semi-smart, but multiple spiders do not work together in smart targeting, so 3 times the spiders are gonna use 3 times the rockets to take out the same nest basically. But, approximately. Yeah, the website, thanks Odium for posting the link. Since oil cracking is so low at the production chain, you can replace productivity modules with speed ones. Technically yes, but every little bit of production works through. So every step you don't do it costs you a lot. For instance, like we talked about before, we could have the green chip setup being fed from one copper wire assembler, thanks to that productivity in every step. So even though this consumes just a single copper per crafting cycle, it's still worth it to put the productivity modules in there, because it basically diminishes the amount of copper you need by a lot. And every step, it works through every step, you know, so basically you save 40% copper here if you put productivity in here as well for red chips and then blue chips, and then yellow signs is all like compounding. You know, this is like 1.4 times 1.4 times 1.4. It's basically 1.4 to the power of 5 resources you save. And in the end, if you use productivity module 3 on absolutely everything, you use like, I think like approximately a quarter of the resources, a third to a quarter of the resources, like you would without modules at all. So basically, if you prod mod everything, you're basically running your entire factory at an average of 300% productivity bonus. Something in that ballpark. I could be off a bit, but something like that amount. Yeah, we will add the calc command later. Okay, the spider is back and repaired. How much rockets did it use? Like 12 stacks, like 16 stacks of rockets approximately. 16 stacks of rockets just to take out some expansions. Perhaps I should be producing infinite rockets. Alright, so yeah, perhaps I just want to copy paste some more of these buffer chests. Basically have keep that rocket production going. Because that's a lot of rockets for just some expansions, and we have to take out an incredible amount. Alright, now I'll just set this to 0. And basically the bots should take all the rockets from him. Let's try to enter the logistic network close by the rockets. So the bots are gonna take all the rockets from the spider, and we should no longer be at risk of blowing up our nice. Blowing up our blue chips chests. Okay, well, still a lot of rockets. Alright, let's walk out and in. Just in case one of the bots was coming from far away. It doesn't look like it. Spider looks to be empty. Come back here. Alright, we're doing the thing. We'll just use the placeholder Mark 1 speed module still. Now I forgot the numbers. I'll pull them up on my screen. Oh yeah, 3 refineries against the back of 5 of these modules. So basically an oil refinery fits 5 of those. Because it's a 5x5 structure, it can reach 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beacons on one side. You can even surround it. It makes it a bit difficult to get away with all the inputs and outputs, but it's definitely possible. And then you have like 16 beacons on a single refinery. I'm going to use that for the Warptorio Finale, this structure, but not for here. For here we're going to keep things simple. We have infinite space here. Contrasted to Warptorio, where we need to really take every little bit of factory floor space into consideration. Right, so this has to have productivity modules, and we'll basically need 3 of these. So let's put those against the back. That tiles nicely as well. Let's just put the standard 1, 2, 3 on there for now. I guess we could do cracking on one side. How much battery assemblers do I need actually? I didn't even check that out. Alright, it is going to be 13 of those if I do 8 beacon setup, or 23 if I do only 4 beacons. So I guess for batteries we'll do the full 16 beacon thing. And we can fit those between 2 rows of beacons. Yeah, 13 of those. Batteries. So that is 13. Means we need 1 beacon extension. Alright, if we need 13 battery assemblers, we can probably just try to fit all of the rest of the oil against the back of this. We calculated the rest with just we did the rest with just 4 beacons per thing. So I guess not sure. Maybe just start with oil cracking next to here. Does this work? Right, this does work. So that's the entire heavy oil pipeline we need. If we do this at least. Because we need to figure that out. Yeah, you could do this, but then I would have to do it on the other side. May as well do that. water over here. We have water over here already anyway, so that water can connect to this plant here as well. And we do need to move that in like one step. So this guy has the appropriate amount of beacons. I did decide that this guy needs one extra beacon though. So we could just do this. And then we basically only have to hook up this guy to light oil like so. That is heavy oil cracking done. 5 beacons. Actually no. Batteries 1 tile to the right, OCD man. Why you just would... you cannot do it. I can do it, but it would not help. Now it's basically asymmetrical in the other direction. They cannot be in the middle. We have 13 of them. I could try to get 12 of them. If we really want to go OCD. No, how I understand, it is mostly inserters are the biggest factor in terms of UPS for a mega base. So basically, minimizing the number of machines minimizes the number of inserters which need to interact with those machines, even if so that's in general that seems to be better. But yeah, I'm not an expert on UPS for sure, so don't really quote me too hard on this kind of stuff. Okay, I want to check if I can get away with 12 of these, if I do something like this perhaps. So that's important because that's gonna determine the amount of space we have available against the back of this. So for now, let's just quickly pop back over to here. Alright, so batteries. Basically, I'm going to now split this. We're going to have 10 battery assemblers and I need a new tab. Yeah, we're going to split it into 2. On one side, we're going to have 10 of these, like so, which are affected by 16 beacons. And then we need another 2.68 factories affected by 6 beacons, 16 speed modules. That's probably going to be too much. I don't think I can do that with a couple extra ones. So so now I just increase this value by like 1000, 3.964. Now this value is the new benchmark. I can now increase this amount of beacons, and I hope that this number drops below 2. But I don't think so. 1. We can add like 4 extra modules per chemical plant, and that is not gonna be enough. Alright, so we cannot do that. Alright, okay, that's too bad. Let's go back to the game then. So no extra beacons. We'll just have to live with the imbalance. The least I could do is just try to line it with the front of this or something. That's gonna be batteries. Binge watching the Biters to Ore series. It's hilarious. Yeah, I really don't know how that turned out. That series on my second YouTube channel, the Biters for Resources, is doing better than the like the edited Science Glory and the edited Warptorio series on the main channel at the moment. It is absolutely crazy. It's just an unedited live stream with all the streamer jank and pauses and interruptions just left in the video, not edited at all, and somehow it's doing better than my main stuff, which is absolutely infuriating in some way. Alright. So now we gotta align these things. Alright, so how are we gonna approach this? We simply can have... I can just do this, that's easy. Yeah, that's easy. We'll just do this. And the water line can just go like continuous. Then we can just stash these against each other. Like so. And the pipes won't mix. I guess we can also do this one continuous then, in that case, since we're gonna have pipes anyway everywhere. Alright, water needs to connect to here then. That's still fairly easy all. How many of those did we need? I think it was like 5 or something. Like again, 4 plus 1 with an extra beacon, so this. It does not really save any space over just doing this though. Alright, that is all of the cracking. Now we just need to put this back into the system. Alright, and that is all of the cracking done. Heavy oil produced here gets cracked into light oil over here, where it connects with the existing light oil, which is produced in the refineries. That light oil is cracked over here into petroleum gas, and petroleum gas connects to the produced petroleum gas over here. All that petroleum gas is going to have to go in sulfur, which also requires water. And if I looked correctly, we need... I cannot read it. Sulfur. Yeah, sulfur and sulfuric acid. We are going to go with 2 sulfurs into 1 sulfuric acid. So let's go to the other side. We're going to need some space. So this we cannot do with all of the chemical plants aligned correctly. One of these is going to be affected by only 3 beacons. The one which matches up. Let's just place it closer together. So this guy is only affected by 3 beacons, whereas these are affected by 4 beacons. And this one as well, but one of these is going to be affected by 3 beacons. That's alright, because we deduced that we only need an average of 7 speed modules affecting each sulfur plant. But we need 8 beacon, or like we need 8 speed modules affecting sulfuric acid, so we can just do this configuration twice. And guess it does not really matter too much where. This is the central one of those. Alright, that's quite easy though. Okay, so this, at least we are we aligning some stuff? Not really. Okay, let's just align them at the end of the battery then. Can we do that? No, because then sulfuric acid is affected by only 3 beacons and we cannot have that. Alright, if there's no good way to align it, then we'll just align it Then we'll just align it not at all. Let's just do this. It does not really matter. Okay, so we need basically a giant pipeline here. Copper and iron is going in, batteries are coming out. So I guess if we don't do belt weaving, we can just do this kind of stuff. We can still do stack inserters. Okay, this one is gonna require some substations then. But we will have space for that. On this guy. Okay, that's all misaligned very badly. Okay, I think I just want to end like so. With the belt. So we'll start over there instead. If we just copy the battery things with it, we cannot misclick, so that is good. Alright, then we need modules in here as well. I almost forgot those. Now we just need to connect the sulfuric acid pipe, which is, I guess, incredibly easy. I guess let's make it look nicer a bit. Right, now none of the patterns are broken. We do have this underground belt. Maybe this will be reversed in the final design. Who knows? Alright. Here we'll just throw some stack inserters between these. Let's do it in the middle. Okay, we're gonna need some substations. Let's see how that will fit. So this is the maximum distance a substation can be away. I think we'll align it with batteries. This covers everything as well. Alright, there is no inserters out of reach except for here on the things. And I really need to put some light in the design here as well. For now at least. Alright, yeah, 2 light oil plants not connected to water. Yep, that's correct. Let's also check that green chip thing. Somebody said something about the green chip thing. Maybe it's fixed already, but maybe not. Oh yeah, I see. This thing over here, this should indeed have 2 inserters. One is just simply not fast enough to keep up. Looks like I kinda accidentally deleted that. So now we need to update that blueprint. Alright. Alright, thanks Odium for the jump scare. Spider just took out all expansions though, so I'm not really that scared anymore at the moment. Okay, how many raiders have gotten destroyed? Is it getting day or it is getting day? Let's quickly set up the spider with a roboport and some raiders. We'll just request some raiders. Raider, I guess power line, solar panel. I guess we'll request rockets back in case we meet some unexpected guests. And we'll give the spider a roboport this time. I think 3 legs should be okay with the current bot speed we have. I'm not... No, I think no, actually. Let's also give the spider just some laser defenses in that case. And we don't need the rockets, perhaps. Yeah, let's keep it safe then. Alright. And then the spider can also have some bots. We still have some extra. Go grab that stuff, and then we'll send the spider out to all the destroyed raiders. And the spider should be slow enough that the bots can catch up with him now. Let's try to run away from the bots. Yeah, bots are noticeably faster, so that's probably gonna be okay. This raider has gotten taken out. Yeah, this raider has gotten taken out. And then all the way over here. Then we can later end the episode with a nice intact radar grid. Looks like we've got the new expansions already coming back. But yeah, that's just life. That's how it's going to be until we get rid of biters completely. Alright, and then I guess we just come back to me. Alright, so now the spider should autonomously put back all those destroyed raiders in place. Alright, now we just need to power this stuff. I guess one of these between should do the job. So maybe we can align that then properly at least. Doesn't look like I can do what I want to do. I just want one single substation. But yeah, that is not gonna work. Okay, but I can do this. Now the pipe connection is too long and the substation does not reach anyway. Alright, let's not worry about it then. We'll just place this back at the end. And I guess we'll just use non-symmetric substations for this part. Right, now water and petroleum gas needs to connect to the other side as well. And then we are fully done. We need to output the battery still, actually. Let's do this. I guess we're just gonna mirror. Alright. This is the central one. Okay, so that works. Again, no idea which way this belt is gonna go, but for now we'll go this way. Looks kinda horrible. I think I just want to upgrade to the green inserters for the output as well. At least they are a little bit more visible. So this one is symmetrical and this one is in pairs, but oh well. Okay, let's de-upgrade. Then at least it's not so jarring. Okay, we've got batteries coming out here. That should work. Just connect water and petroleum gas. I guess since everything is offset, we can just do the standard thing. Petroleum gas on all of those inputs. Water. I guess we'll do water on all of these. Okay, so we need water and petroleum gas as well. I guess we could do water over here. And petroleum gas, we can just make a turn, I imagine. Okay, that should be the whole thing. So now we basically can test it. So I guess let's make a save. That is, I think that's the last part of it. That is a Sol Accu parts designed. Alright. Now we'll just go into that editor mode. And I basically will just use 2 pipes, one for water, one for oil. I think if I do this, that automatically connects, okay. We do need to stop time. I guess let's delete all contents. So I kind of want sort of a cold start. Alright, we have one of these things, which brings iron and copper. Alright, we need to bring iron to sulfuric acid still. So let's set this one to copper. That's mistake number 1. There's a small gap over here, so I guess we'll just do it with splitters. Alright, so I forgot that, but the rest should be good. We don't need anything on this side. And we'll just load batteries into here. We'll use an actual loader into a chest, and then we can like check production. Let us, for now, deconstruct the entire base. Everything is gone now. Only the bots, they don't know what to do anymore. Without playtime, they'll just hang there. That should make it so we have only these batteries producing. We can speed it up and we can basically stress test it. Where is that? Everything is purple, man, in this extensions. Alright, now we got power. So let's save this as test. So basically this is a batteries test. First of all, we're just gonna see if all the fluids reach all the sides. Right. I did not distribute iron, but I also did not do this. So I also did not fully connect water. Alright, so we need to fully connect water, that's 1. We need to distribute iron, that's 2. Alright, and since we are overproducing everything, we're also overproducing batteries actually. So how much batteries do we need for that those 10 accumulator factories? We need 18.75 batteries per second. If I do that in minutes, 1125 batteries per minute. Let's see. The first glance is definitely not that many, and I know exactly why it is. Because the modules, that is quite a big difference, right? The power of modules is really not to be underestimated. So this thing is designed for 1125 and we're doing less than half of that. A lot less than half of that. Looks like we're dropping down to 300 or so. Let's see if we do this. Alright, we need the actual modules for that. I forgot about that. Oh god, now all those bots are gonna fly here. Alright, upgrade is complete. Let's get rid of that again. Alright, let's do this. I'll Control Z it back into place for a cold start. See if that works. Alright, let's check the first impression now of the production graph. Okay, we need like 1125. It is bouncing between 1.1 and 1.2k, which is a good initial sign. So in the real setup, batteries eventually are gonna back up. We are slightly overproducing batteries, but the accumulators can only be made as fast as 8 assemblers can do it. That means the batteries will eventually back up. This last one is not going to be active all the time. For now though, we need 1125 batteries, but we're going to be overproducing slightly. Okay, everything seems up to speed. Let's check. This should be empty. This is relatively empty. So the oil cracking is keeping up. Light oil is empty. Yeah, it's empty. So oil cracking, light oil is keeping up. This should be full eventually, since theoretically we are overproducing. But since we're also overproducing batteries, maybe we are overproducing batteries harder than we are overproducing petroleum gas. That could be the case. Okay, so let's speed up time. Let's go like 16 times speed or something. It looks like petroleum gas is not backing up, so it looks like we are overproducing batteries harder than let's fill up this 10-minute graph if we can. 1125, so this is going to be read like 11. This is annoying. So this side reads as soon as you surpass. Actually, no, I think we're producing over 1150 a minute. This thing rounds up to the nearest. This thing does like proper rounding. So if it's like 1150, it rounds up. If it's 1145, it rounds down to 1.1k. And I guess this chest is full. Whereas this side just removes the last digits. So if it's 8699, it just shows 86. So we'll see that again on the 10-minute view. So here it says 1.2k, so that means we are producing over 1150. But this rounds down to 11. So this basically just deletes the last digits while this rounds off. So by that we can know we are producing between 1150 and 1200 a minute. That is the most information we can get from this screen. If this is also at 12k, if this is at 12k but this is also at 12k, we are producing between 1200 and 1250. Then when this goes to 1.3 but this remains on 12, we're producing between 1250 and 1300. So that is the way you should read these graphs. It's a little bit annoying. I wish they would just show the integer amount for all of these, but Anyway, let's go back to speed 1. There's another method we can do, and that is with game ticks. Basically, we can set this value to produce for 10 minutes. In 10 minutes time we should get over 11,000 batteries, so we need 2 chests. Alright, so let's pause the game. Both chests are empty. We uncheck remove infinity filters, so stuff gets in there. And we basically run the game for 10 minutes, 36,000 ticks, tick custom. Now it's gonna run for 10 minutes. And the batteries are gonna accumulate in here before they become accumulators in the real game later. Alright, so now we just speed up time. So I guess we cannot really see the graph, so let's just watch this thing in action. Okay, petroleum gas is full, but that's probably because this chest was full at some point, so we should be almost there. Alright, we are there. I have stuff in my inventory, so let's delete everything. I'll just grab everything, and I should have 11,250. $11,531. You can see it pop up in the number over here, 11,531. Okay, so we are producing over 11,250, which means the setup works. So we are overproducing 250 batteries every 10 minutes, so that's alright. Eventually it's gonna back up, but the setup is sound, which means we can load back our non-editor save. We just need to apply the fixes. Fixes was so basically this is copper, this is going to be iron. We left it over here like so. I think there were only 2 fixes. There was this fix with the inserters. I think I did not connect water actually. Okay, water. So we have iron incoming and we have copper incoming. I think the rest was all good, right? UI mod when. I know, I already installed the editor's extensions mod. What is UI mod? Is that even better, or what purpose does it serve? I'm open to installing mods which make the stream more enjoyable to watch. Alright. Referring to the production graph not showing the number. Aha! Is there a mod for that? I tried to search for something like that, but yeah, if you don't know the name of the mod and it is not super intuitive, like it doesn't have the name of the problem you want to solve, it's kind of hard to find it. Okay, you made me happy with a dead bird. That's how we like to say it in the Netherlands. Making somebody happy with a dead bird. I don't know where that comes from either, but it basically means making someone excited about something which in hindsight turns out to be either not so great or misinterpreted. Like in this case, the existence of a mod which shows the exact numbers. Anyway, I think I want to test this one more time, so let's save. Then we'll go into editor mode once more. It was pretty easy, just two infinity pipes. Okay, wait, like so. Two infinity pipes. I don't need to test the throughput. I just want to test if everything is connected properly. The throughput has been tested, so that's good. Copper, iron. Production monitor seems to... Alright, that's interesting. Production monitor, I will write that down somewhere. Production monitor mod. Production statistics monitor HUD. That's probably it. Alright, I'll try that out between streams, and if it solves the problem I have, I will use it for the next one. For now though, we can just use that infinity chest, run exactly 10 minutes in game ticks, and we get a pretty decent overview. But basically we get a sample of one 10-minute production session, and we can get the exact integer amount of batteries produced as well. It's a little bit more work to set up, but I guess it's also more reliable and accurate. Just repeat the test 2 or 3 times, should be good. We did it with the overclocked furnace stack last stream. Alright. Alright, what I want to check, I forgot to throw this out. So I know you can also use this thing to just get rid of batteries as well. Like so. I like to use the chest though because I can toggle if they should be saved or not, which lets me benchmark production. Alright, so again, let's just use deconstruct and then Control Z. Such a great button, that Control Z. Okay, now we just speed up once more. It looks like everything is connected and batteries are being produced. I cannot speed it up because I have a whole factory attached to this thing. Alright, now we can speed it up. Okay, something seems not right. We are definitely not producing enough sulfuric acid. Oh god. I'll manually update them this time. Yeah, I'm not used to designing with placeholder modules, I guess. So that's basically what's going on. Again. Oop, and it's back. This time it's running on the proper modules. I just want to check the heavy oil cracking. Is it really that close? I calculated I needed this one extra beacon over here, or heavy oil would clog up the system. I just want to check if that's actually the case. So we're now gonna wait until this is full. Sulfuric acid is approximately full right now. I guess these should back up. Should get like 50 sulfuric acid in there at some point. It's like we're really cutting it quite close. Alright, this one has backed up, so that's good. Alright, this one has backed up. This seems to be at full production all the time. You can see this guy is not working all the time, but the others are. Together these are working more than 1% of the time. So let's see. We can keep an eye on the amount of heavy oil in the system. Let's delete this beacon. Yeah, immediately we see heavy oil is not fast enough, and now it's gonna clog up. So it's really that close. We can actually calculate it like we've been doing. Now it's back, and now it's gonna go down again. Alright, this is a promising sign of feedback from the game, that it actually makes sense that we are calculating stuff so precisely, because one beacon can make all the difference apparently. I bet battery production would actually drop if this guy is out, because this will just fill up and then these will stop producing the amount they should be producing because heavy oil is clogged up. Right, now we see this refinery is no longer working all the time because heavy oil is clogged up. There's basically 100 oil in the pipe. So that means we are going to be running out of petroleum gas. And that means we're going to be running out of sulfuric acid. And that means we're going to be producing not enough sulfuric acid to run all of these battery assemblers. If we now check the battery graph, you can actually see the effect. Here we are producing enough batteries. We deleted that one beacon on the heavy oil, and now we are producing a significant amount of not enough batteries, basically. Yeah, looks like we're down to between 1000 and 1050 a minute, whereas it should be at 1125. So we are about 100 batteries short, just because of that one missing beacon next to the heavy oil cracking. Ah, nice. Right, now it should pretty soon go back up. Yeah, it goes back up almost immediately. Such a big effect for just one beacon, right? That is quite amazing. Alright, good to know it works. We can load our save. I know, I like, in general I like to design in the game because just yeah, time passes, you design stuff in the game, production is going on in the background when you are doing this kind of stuff. So we are making like all the bells for we're making all the bells and stuff we will need later. We're making all the robots, the beacons, the modules we'll be making. Oh, it looks like the spider did. I forgot to bring repair packs. Okay, we can do that, and then the spider still replaces it with a fresh new one. We still need to go all the way over here, and then we need to come back. Alright. Yeah, so this design is ready as well. I guess let's put this into a blueprint. This is gonna be the batteries. And the whole oil stuff. For Solar Panel Accumulator build. I'm gonna put that in here as well. So now we have all the building blocks we need to put it together. Let's deconstruct this. And I guess we can apply the upgrade planner. Looks like these actually have the proper modules inside already. These do as well. Yeah, all of them. Just these do not, so let's upgrade the modules in the blueprint. Now it's Mark III. And same for here. We'll upgrade the modules in the blueprint to Mark III as well. Alright, that is all modules upgraded to Mark III. Yeah, it's a bit annoying, I have too much garbage on me. And somehow that exactly fits. Alright, now I'll switch off my robot and we can try to place all these blueprints. And see, and just connect them up and then save it as one blueprint. So we have the iron smelting, the copper smelting, the steel smelting. Okay, then we go on to just have too much mixed stuff in there. We have the battery set up. Looks like I'll rotate that, since the outputs here are gonna come from over there, copper and iron. And then we have still the a belt of green chips, two belts of green chips. Probably makes sense to put that above. So let's cut this, put it here, let's cut this. Guess we can put that decently close by. And I guess then we can again cut this. Okay, these beacons align. Could make these beacons align as well if I place it one tile more south. Alright. That is not too shabby. How is this gonna fit though? This looks quite big. I guess I could rotate the whole thing. It looks a bit less awesome when it's rotated though. The ore is gonna flow down from here. I want the build to be next to the... Yeah, I want it to be next to the... module 3 build, so perhaps I will just rotate this. How about rotating this? Right, we can still have green chips coming out that way. Like so. A little bit of space for bell shenanigans. Like 4 beacons of space, it's a good amount of space. Randomly. Right, then the oil stuff. I'm gonna need a bigger designing area, I think. This is just not gonna cut it. Right, we don't need any steel for that. Batteries can just flow back out to the middle, even if I build it like so. Let's just try to align something like this beacon maybe to here. I guess we can do that. That aligns at least these beacons, and this beacon aligns with this beacon. Batteries need to be turned around though. It needs to come out this way. Like so. Right, iron and copper will come in from this side still. We do have the green chip outputs here. Right, so that is pretty decent. I guess we'll... Let's just make a blueprint with this stuff. Laid out like so. And that's gonna be all for solar panels and accumulators, like so. So basically then we have just this guy, which still needs to be connected, but because so many of the resources need to connect directly to the actual solar panel and accumulator build, I think I will just figure out how to connect them when I actually will build them, and I also will build a pickup system for them. Yeah, but we've got that thing. So next time we are going to build the module area, which is a full blueprint, and we're going to build the solar panel production area. I still need to figure out how many smelters I need for modules. Or I need to figure out, I didn't put those in the blueprint. So that is, oh yeah, it was 2 overclocked steel smelters, 2 overclocked iron smelters and 3 copper smelters. And we decided on the miners already. I guess let's make a blueprint of those miners if I can still. Alright. That's... I cannot put the miners down on an... Right, but basically it was like, how many miners? 36, right? Yeah, this guy, 36 miners. I can just do this here. "36 miners is one blue belt of smelted plates. Not one blue belt of ore, but one blue belt of smelted plates. We'll upgrade to the blue belts here as well. One blue belt worth of smelted plates. Not ore. But we don't need a full belt of ore, we need to end up with a full belt of plates. That is what we want. Except for the overclocked smelters, those need a little bit extra, so we need to put like 2 mines on the end of that for those. We'll create that blueprint as well. We can just put the mining thing here. I guess. This is my overclocked smelter. I do have that blueprint here. I need a pair of those. And I need 3 single ones. So I guess let's lay those out as well. For completion's sake, because Sunday is a long time away. I will probably forget. Yeah, I'll probably forget what I was doing if I don't lay this out now. Right, so this is the overclocked smelter. It can consume a little bit extra ore and output a little bit more because of these extra beacons. We have an extra belt to output the extra plates on, and the thing is, it produces one full compressed belt plus a little bit extra, which is what we need. We need like 2.0 something belts. Yeah, so let's blueprint this like iron. Maybe I'll just blueprint everything together. This is a normal smelter. Alright, so this is 3 belts of copper, and this is slightly more than 2 belts of iron. This is the smelting we need for modules. So let's give it the module symbol. I guess smelt iron and copper. And we can put that in here as well. So we have these 2 for the modules, the smelting and the rest. And then we have a mining blueprint. I guess we can get rid of all of these components. Let's put them a bit further down. Alright, smelting for modules and the actual modules blueprint. This is smelting and oil, everything basically for solar panels and the actual thing which will make the solar panels and the accumulators. So that one we also have to upgrade to Mark III modules actually. So we'll do that as well. Mark III modules. Alright. So now it has the Mark III modules in there. So that's great. That was a successful designing session. Let's just get rid of everything. So my bots don't go crazy as soon as I push the this button. The spider has been repaired already, apparently. Right, spider has been reset. Let's reset this as well. No rockets, no rockets. We'll plop that thing out, plop this, plop this, plop this. Spider back to its old self. Alright, I got a blueprint book full of good designs now, which we can build on Sunday. I did not put this design in chests like I did with here, but also this is not the complete thing, this is just the complete module build without miners and smelting. We'll just collect, we cannot carry all of that in one time anyway. Unless we deploy more spiders, which we may do. But yeah, it's gonna be a story for Sunday. Deploy more spiders. 9 of them are ready. What are we missing? Yeah, let's go look what are we missing. Fish, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? We've got all the components except for fish. Alright. I guess we don't exactly have a fish shortage. Look at this distribution. They all got freed from the line and now the density here in the south is approximately 0. Alright, let's just insert the fish ourselves. That should start the 10th extra spider. Our army of spiders is complete. Okay, now these inserters have been switched off, both of them, since we have 10 spiders. But yeah, those we can deploy later. I will clean up my inventory a bit now. Just bring everything back. Away. Away, away, away. Okay, this can go. This one we won't need again. We have too much mining productivity now. Upgrade planner will keep. Assemblers, beacons, modules, modules. I guess we'll place the fish in the spider chest, or we'll let the bots do that. Alright. For the next batch of spiders. Can't believe we were out of fish out of all things. We also got a bunch of extra armors. We could be making some more of those with like charged up stuff. Okay, this is charged up now. So we can insert all the laser defenses finally. We also got our running armor, which is also charged up. With this armor we can basically blaze around like an idiot. And we've got our construction armor, which is my default armor for basically constructing and deconstructing things. Right, soon we're gonna have an army of spiders next to our army of armors. Automate fishing from the pond, yeah, maybe. We'll have to bring them over manually though. Look, these fish are all frozen again. And any fish which swims into the chunk border gets frozen as well. So we're gonna get a thick black line here again. Yeah, okay. Guys, I'm not gonna go on a fishing trip this time. We'll do that on the exploring next time. So I'm going to end the stream here for today. Did what I wanted to do and just want to prepare to go to bed early today. Let's release the line. Let's actually not release the line. And then will just end with a time lapse. I'll just save here. Yeah, solar accu design finished. That's the end of the stream. Save, and we're just gonna have this one on the end screen. So yeah, thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you all next time.